Wait. Bennett and Amber don't look well. Can we take a break? We can continue once their conditions have improved.
Ugh. Now that you mention it.
Huh?
You hit your head earlier, didn't you?
Oh, you noticed. Are you sure it's worth holding everyone up over a little thing like this?
No problem at all! Health and safety always come first!
Take a break, both of you.
Okay. Sorry for this.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Amber?
Drinking some water can help with the dizziness. Oh, and lying flat on your back helps too.
Thank you, Bennett. Seems like you really know your stuff.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
Bennett, weren't you feeling dizzy too? Stop pushing yourselves, both of you. Get some rest. We'll continue when you've gathered your energy.
Eula might come off as a little frosty, but she takes caring for her friends super seriously, more than anyone else I know.
Uh-oh.
Every time I see that look on her face, I'm just like, stop staring at me.
Eula, how about you?
Traveler, I know what that look means. What's on your mind?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Maybe seasoned veterans have an instinct for it. I sense it too. Something seems to have changed, but I can't confirm for sure. It could be difficult to verify.
What could it be?
It might be imprudent to speculate out loud, but I believe you know what I am referring to. Traveler, I think...
Huh?
You...
Watch out! Nice call, Albedo.
Albedo, what?
It's not over yet.
There it is.
Brace yourselves. This'll be a challenge.
Stay back! I'm going to cut this weed down to size!
With pleasure. Say hello to the whopperflower. Arcane fruit? What? Okay. What the hell is that?
Here!
Cross over!
I think all the arcane essence. So
Disappear! Worthless! Here!
oh my god.
Worthless!
in ruin.
So, the whopperflower. The secret boss fight of Amidst Snowstorms. This was the imposter Albedo that we're talking about, and this image has been leaked again. It was rumored that we're gonna be finding some sort of whopperflower, some sort of unique whopperflower. We had no idea what it was. Now we know for sure his identity. And I am ready to take this guy down. Now, the name whopperflower could mean a lot of things. This is possibly a hint towards the Tode, and this might be a lead tie into Sumeru when it comes out. He might be a spawn of Durin. He could be a creation of the Petui Harbinger, the Tode. We have no clue. Because there's only speculation, but this guy's a pretty easy boss fight. Take down the 3 arcane fruits to break his armor. After that, you're basically playing a giant coral whopperflower. That's all he is. With that, we take him down.
What in the world was that thing? One moment it was human, the next it was a plant!
Is everyone alright?
We're fine. But can you please tell us what's going on? I don't understand.
I take it this monster is whom I had the pleasure of meeting last time.
Correct. As you might have guessed, this is a mutated whopperflower. An extremely rare kind.
But can whopperflowers turn into humans?
Not typically. But conditions on Dragonspine are far from typical. Perhaps the dragon's blood seeped into the land, then was passed to the monsters via the ley lines, accelerating their rate of mutation.
How could that happen?
This mountain is home to the remains of Durin, the venomous dragon. If there is anywhere in the world one might expect life to do unfathomable things, it would most likely be here. Durin was an artificially created life form. Its existence is nothing short of a miracle, and proof of countless possibilities. In other words, this mountain we stand on is a cradle of life's profoundest mysteries. A vast and terrifying hotbed of possibilities.
The avalanche. It must have been the work of this imposter.
I think so too.
Agreed. All the other troubles you faced on the way down could also have been its handiwork. My guess is that it was targeting everyone that I've had contact with.
Did this whopperflower steal your alchemy notes too?
Right, I forgot all about that.
It's not inconceivable.
But what was its purpose? Was it just trying to get rid of us?
I have a preliminary hypothesis on this. Whopperflowers are masters of mimicry, and those we encounter in the wild often appear in the vicinity of the plants they impersonate. In other words, the whopperflower likely has an instinct to replicate and replace. As a plant, it will disguise itself as another plant and infiltrate the group, hiding among them for cover. The plant being imitated has no way to detect or fight back against this behavior. But when it disguises itself as a human...
It wanted to replace you and infiltrate our group?
Yes. Maybe it created the avalanche to get rid of us. I predicted this eventuality, so I availed myself of the avalanche to hide and lure it out. It was watching us the whole time, and when it saw that I had disappeared, its instinct was to take my place. At that point, its disguise was complete, and its next move was to hunt its prey.
Yes, that's exactly how whopperflowers operate.
So when it approached and attacked Joel, what was that? A trial run?
Perhaps. Or maybe it enjoyed posing as a human, and wanted to experience what it felt like to be human.
We're fortunate to have discovered it in time. I think the Traveler was the first person other than Albedo to notice something was wrong.
Eula, you were very perceptive too.
Traveler, how could you tell the real me and my imposter apart?
I want to know too. I had no idea the other guy was an
There
imposter.
it is.
They looked exactly the same to me.
The thing that everybody pointed out at the beginning. The imposter didn't have a star-shaped mark on his neck.
I see. It goes to show how difficult it is to impersonate a human. This mutant whopperflower tried its best to replicate the original exactly, but still managed to miss some details.
Unbelievable. To think that Dragonspine creates such terrifying possibilities.
A whopperflower. It adds up, but a piece of a puzzle is still missing. Was this the same one we met on the day we were chasing the thief? It didn't feel quite the same. Could the whopperflower's mutation be unstable?
Anyway, at least we won in the end. It looks like my method did work after all. I used up all the bad luck, and the good luck finally came through.
About that. If you're referring to having fallen down the mountain and avoided injury, well, that's because I was secretly protecting you.
Huh? Well, that still counts as good luck to me.
Yes, that's not an unreasonable way of looking at it. Okay. We've been delayed long enough. Time to move on.
Yeah, let's go.
Albedo knows something that he's still keeping from the group. So, it was the whopperflower. A spawn of Dragonspine, a spawn of Durin, you can say. And now we know that whopperflowers have the power to mimic others and infiltrate like a parasite. Something to consider.
Woohoo! I'm back!
Cyrus doesn't seem to be here. He must have headed up the mountain. Let's wait for him here.
Amber, are you feeling better?
Yep, all good now. Nothing to worry about.
I don't know what I'd do without you guys. If not for you, I'd probably still be locked up in that cage. I really want to thank you all properly, but I can't think how at the moment.
Huh? You must be pretty used to being on the receiving end of people's kindness by now, though, surely. You probably need it often enough, given your situation.
Come on, don't put it like that. Sure, plenty of people have shown me kindness before, but that doesn't mean I will ever take it for granted. No matter how many times people help me out in life, I will never forget any of them.
Well, instead of repaying those who helped you, perhaps you could help others yourself. Everyone meets others in need from time to time. By choosing to be there for them, you're passing the kindness you received onto others.
Yep, you're right. That's what I've always tried to do, and will always continue to do. Right. And when Cyrus gets back, I'll find some way to help him out too.
This has been quite an eventful day.
Eventful,
Yeah,
right?
it has. It's really hit me how tired I am now that I've started to relax.
I need to rest. Everyone, please excuse me for a while.
Yeah, I need to get some water and maybe a piece of fruit. Once I'm rested up, I need to get back to being an instructor again.
Take care of you
Whoa,
too.
Looks like the curse of the mountaineers who couldn't get off the mountain is finally broken. Feels like an action-packed chapter has come to a close.
Breaking the fourth wall
Shall we
now,
find
Ari
somewhere to
Paimon.
rest and chat too?
Why not? Then please, come with me.
You have something to say to me.
You sensed something too, didn't you? Then let's go.
Huh? Are you going back to your camp again? Paimon thought maybe we could talk here.
Come on, Paimon.
Okay. Might as well come with you.
Good. Shall we set off right away?
Sure.
Sorry for bringing you back here once again. Some topics are best discussed in private.
That's fair.
Is this about the imposter?
That's right. I have to say, Traveler, I'm very surprised you noticed the difference between me and the imposter.
Do you mean the mark on your neck?
Yes. This mark.
That's a symbol of
Perhaps
Conrio.
it's where it all began.
Ooh, sounds like the beginning of a big story. Keep going.
Well, I can't deny that what I'm about to say does sound like something from a children's storybook. So, what do you think this diamond-shaped mark means?
A tattoo? A crest? Something else?
A scar?
No. Consider it a,
I should know.
birthmark. Have you ever seen an intricate glass ornament and wondered how it was made? Well, one method for crafting with glass is a technique known as glass blowing. Glass blowing is not a widely known art in Teyvat. For this reason, glassware made in this way is usually very expensive. As the name implies, glass blowing involves blowing air into a hole, much like blowing up a balloon. This type of glassware is known for having a pontal mark at the point where the blowpipe was inserted, where the hole was sealed at the very end. This mark is a sign that the item was crafted by a human hand.
So that's the mark of someone of you being crafted.
Kind of amazing.
That's that diamond symbol mark right there.
It is a wondrous and beautiful art form. Alice says that these marks are seen as proof of the maker's fine handiwork, the only flaw in an otherwise perfect work of art. My mark is something similar to this. The difference between synthetic and natural life lies in the directional flow of the life force. The energy of a natural life form flows out from within. That's why flower buds bloom and curled leaves unfold. And it's the very reason we watch and wonder at blossoming flowers. Creating life artificially, on the other hand, involves, to a certain extent, the introduction of an external source of energy into the embryonic life form. When the hole where the life force was infused is sealed at the end, it leaves a mark not dissimilar to the pontal mark in blown glasswares. The alchemical substance drips and spreads out in all directions, resulting in this rather ingenious diamond shape.
Wow, so that's where it came from.
This mark is a sign of my artificial origins, and proof of my imperfection as a human. I presume that the imposter intentionally avoided replicating this mark, so as not to become less than perfect himself.
What's so great about being perfect, though? Should you be telling me all this?
You are fundamentally different from other people. I have few qualms about sharing my secrets with you. Just as Paimon said, it all sounds like a story. Even if you were to tell anyone else, they would regard it as nothing more than a tall tale. The transcendent and miraculous are not the only things to which human beings aspire. They pursue the everyday, the ordinary, to a far greater extent than I would have ever imagined.
Hence the notion of otherness.
People like to believe that those who are thoroughly different from themselves could only ever exist in stories. It makes things much easier. Or, in other words, all the unfathomable things we've seen recently would make good material for a novel. I have friends who write novels. If they wrote this story, it'd probably be even more complex.
Making up stories is easy. Even Paimon can do that.
Oh, I didn't know you had that kind of talent.
Paimon's the best guide in Teyvat. Making up stories is a piece of cake.
In that case, how about we have a storytelling contest? We can base our stories on the events of the last few days.
Sounds great! But we still have to help out the Adventurers Guild.
I understand. Creativity is something that cannot be rushed. Take your time, and come back when you have found some inspiration. We'll see whose story is more compelling.
Deal! Okay, we'll regroup with the Adventurers Guild for now.
Sure. My story. Yes, I should have known. Master's failed specimen in the dragon's belly. This is where the story truly begins. If we switched places, if you were the survivor, then as the abandoned experiment, the failure of the primordial human project, I'd want to replace you too. I would replicate your appearance, study your alchemy, and create miraculous life forms to divert your attention. I would wait for the right moment, then dispose of you in the Traveler, the sole person to have known your secret. And then, I could finally experience the joy of being brought into the world.
That was the other imposter Albedo talking. Yo, that image looks sick. Oh my god.
Reduced to just standing around. How absurd.
Come and have some hot soup, or you might just. If only we had some help here.
The situation here seems trickier than I thought.
Wow. And this is only Act 2. I have a feeling the third act's gonna be a lot shorter than this one. But wow. I don't know what to say to this. Honestly, Albedo, I have to say, is an amazing character. Or not. Albedo's backstory is very, very tragic. And the way that he... How do I say that? The way that he's portrayed in the story quest, I think just proves how interesting Dragonspine is as an area. So let me take a few things before I end this off right here. My opinion on this story quest up to this point, because I feel like this feels like the end, but even though there's one last thing. Right off the bat, that whopperflower fight, too goddamn easy. I feel like it's gonna be a lot harder when you do the rematches, but right now, it's kind of easy. You just break the shield and then you just an engine shell or a Hu Tao or whatever, and you just take them out. It's not that hard. But the design, I love. I'm hoping. It's in the archives? I hope it's in the archives. Because I really want to look into that backstory of that whopperflower. Because that is some fantastic lore that we're looking forward to. It's not. No! Dang. I really wish it was. So, a spawn of Durin, a spawn of Dragonspine who can replicate because of the whopperflower's unique talent of replicating other plants. I find that really fascinating, and that is 100% a tie into Dendro. And just to think, what on earth the Dendro Archon could be. I think this is just small breadcrumbs that can lead into what the identity of the Dendro Archon. And I know people make these theories about who the Dendro Archon is, and how exactly this came to be, and what exactly happened between the original Dendro Archon and the current Dendro Archon rule over Sumeru at this very moment. Sumeru's not out yet, but Sumeru is the next area we're going to, and we already have some tie-ins to Sumeru already. Other than the Sumeru Academia, of course. Now, one last thing. What I really love about this quest so far is the character developments, the relationships that we see, and the ending cutscene really kind of it kind of tears me up a bit. I love the relationship between Eula and Amber. I love that Bennett has the sense of inferiority complex because of his bad luck, and we're there to comfort him. I like that we actually get to see a human side of Eula again after a while, because honestly, whenever we're gonna be seeing Eula's character like flourish like this, Amber's characters as well kind of flourished. Or Amber really didn't get that much development in the story, but it's more the fact that she was the moral compass to Eula. And Albedo as well, we get to see a lot more of a human side of Albedo, despite him being a synthetic being of life. And the way is all this build up to that sudden reveal of the whopperflower Albedo, which I knew about because people freaking spoiled it. Leakers sometimes, you know. But and then we get to the ending cutscene after the boss fight of just seeing that imposter Albedo again with that Cinnabar Spine, I think is what's called, with his signature weapon, and just hearing it speak like that in Albedo's voice, saying, "Oh my God, if only, like I could take your place" or something like that. And Albedo understands him. Albedo knows he is a human being, so he knows what it feels like to not belong. Because Albedo, despite being a Knight of Favonius, despite being the Master Alchemist, the only people he talks to properly was like Sucrose and Timaeus. If not Sucrose and Timaeus, he barely talks to anyone else because he's in Dragonspine all the time and he feels lonely. For the first time, he has friends to talk with, and that's what I see again. And that, again, we can see that kind of sense of loneliness that the whopperflower had. Maybe the whopperflower wasn't just bad at all. Maybe we had taken him out because he was a monster, because he was an imposter, because we knew that we could not trust him. Maybe he just wanted to belong. I don't know. Maybe he did. And this whole story is just a tragic tale of Albedo, and I will even dare say Durin, because I feel like that sense right there. I feel like that, like whopperflower that's being despawned of Durin. Maybe that's how Durin feels because ever since he was destroyed. Maybe that lament what causes corruption. Keep in mind, the corruption that the Valen had that he got from Durin grew because of hatred on Barbados. Mainly because of the fact that, oh, I'm not being able to do what I want. These corruptions are only happening because of deep hatred inside their hearts. Keep that in mind. So, it's really interesting on how we actually get to see that again with this update. And I really like how MiHoYo handles the story arc. This entire arc. It's very interesting and definitely a nice welcome back. Definitely a nice way to bring us back to Dragonspine. With something even more to consider. And this just gave us so much for us theorists to look into and analyze. And just look back towards, because I think this event freaking nails it. I said 2.1 story with that build up with the development of Xiangling and Ketching as well was really good. 2.3 I think really hits that mark when it comes to development. Ever since Inazuma, the freaking events has been nailing it. Like, it's been nailing these things, you know. Like, except for 2.2 main event, I like the story aspect of it. Like, I think the story was creative. I just didn't like the gameplay of it. This event is a definite way to bring back a lot of the people that kind of love Genshin, if they're into lore, honestly. So that is a massive hats off to you, MiHoYo moment, because I freaking love this event. And this just proves how much I like Mondstadt's characters, in my opinion. I think Mondstadt characters are way better than Liyue characters. No offense to all the people that like Liyue characters. I think there's some really fantastic Liyue characters as well. I just really like Mondstadt. Personally, that's just me. So, this is where I'm gonna be leaving off then. Next time we're gonna see how we can actually end this off properly, because I know there's one more story quest coming up. How do we end this off at all? How? Like, I thought we were gonna get that story thing, like, I thought we were gonna get story next part. No, we literally just got some part of the story right now, so I guess I'll see you guys when this event story concludes. Then after the story concludes, maybe I'll show the event shop, see what you can get. Alright? I'll see you guys then. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to see more Genshin content, and this has been ACairconditioner signing off. Have a good one, guys.